let's go into the next topic, which is going to be about Nintendo Switch, man. So yeah, let's talk about that. What are we thinking? So Nintendo Switch 2 has confirmed that the console price is going to remain the same. This is when everybody cheers. Everybody cheer for Nintendo. They're a great company.
Yay.
They're for the gamer. Okay. It's obvious. They could have easily rose the price, but they kept it the same. So,
So now it's not, ripping your hair out expensive. It's just regular extortion.
Yeah.
well, in a way, but no, let's hold on. There's more to the story. So before we celebrate. So Nintendo has confirmed that they are going to keep the console at $449 and they're going to keep the bundle with Mario Kart at $499. But the caveat is that while they are keeping
my money,
good point. While they are keeping the console the same, because of obvious reasons, and we'll get into it, they are going to be raising the price on literally all of their accessories. Pretty much everything for the Switch 2 is being bumped anywhere from $5 to $10. Because fuck you, give me money.
$100 SD cards or something like that.
No, so I think the most egregious one, and I feel like they've always been egregious with their controllers, but the Joy-Con 2 controllers for a pair of Joy-Cons is going to be almost $100 fucking dollars.
Yeah, $90.
It's
There's
like
a 95
$50
bucks
now, isn't it?
95 plus tax.
Well, yeah, I have it right here. So
Yeah.
It's
Nintendo
like
Switch
$50
2
now
Pro
for a set
controller.
of regular Joy-Cons, right?
No, well, in America, the standard price for Joy-Con is $80 for the Switch 1 Joy-Con.
Jesus Christ. I thought it was
Yeah.
expensive in the Philippines. It's fucking that's only about $50 to $60 in the Philippines.
Yeah,
it's rough out here.
yeah, it is insane. Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, $84.99. The video games seem to be staying the same, by the way. Mario Kart World will be $79.99. Donkey Kong will be $69.99. Joy-Con 2 pair, $94.99. I think that went up like about $5 or so. Joy-Con 2 charging grip, $39.99. I think that also went up about $5. Joy-Con 2 strap, $13.99. Fucking charging you for the strap, $13.99. But anyway, Joy-Con 2 wheel set, $24.99.
Get the strap.
The camera, Nintendo Switch 2 camera, $54.99.
What?
The Nintendo Switch 2 dock set, $119.99.
Which that one's the most egregious one because the old
dock
one used to be, what was it, 60 or 70? I think $70 for the old docks.
I mean, the dock has a fan in it now and stuff. But still not $120
Let's add
worth of fan.
$50 to the price because there's a fan.
Yeah, fuck
in it.
that. Yeah, no, I'm
Also,
it's still terrible, but
just
it's
as
baseline
a
price.
clarification, because I made this mistake on Hypnocast. I tend to forget that there are two cameras that are available for the Nintendo Switch 2. There are the actual Switch 2 camera, the black one, and then there is the plant. There is the plant camera, the Piranha Plant one.
One on the store.
The Piranha Plant one is the one that is 480p. So when people were looking at this, they're like $54.99 for a fucking 480p camera. I was one of those people. It's not. So the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is a 1080p camera. But apparently that really doesn't fucking matter because inside of the actual like software, it actually downgrades your output quality. So it doesn't fucking matter if you're 1080p 60 or 1080p 30 because they're basically you're gonna look pixelated anyway, which is kind of ridiculous. So I mean, whatever.
That's so fucking retarded. All of this, like,
yeah.
It's you drop your image quality to have a shitty low quality image of yourself in the fucking game. We've got Discord, you dicks. We don't need this. We never needed this. Drives me nuts.
No, it's the same with the PlayStation camera.
Smash AT's still gonna buy it, of course.
You know why Smash is laughing? Because he's donating $1 super chats on Rumble and writing literal fucking look at him. He can't even hold it in. He's writing literal like a novel. God. He's writing a dissertation. Look at it, he's snorting. A dissertation. Look at it. He wrote another one. For $1 fucking. I am not reading that. I am not reading that. fucking dick. What an asshole! I swear to God.
You buy the Virtual Boy Smash?
He can't even
I
hold
do.
it. Look at him. He's tickled. He's fucking tickled. Look at him. Look
I
at him.
couldn't help myself.
That's fucking. What an asshole.
Tickled pig.
What an asshole.
That's why you're
Anyway,
getting
This is-
sued,
this is-
motherfucker.
this is why you get sued. You know what? Listen, Conte, you were right. Okay.
Oh my god.
God,
Oh,
I
she's
see
gonna
it
clip
now.
that. She's
Yeah,
gonna-
definitely.
But like,
Clip it. Why can't we have fun? Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong fucking. My
Look.
bad.
Look, folks, this is exactly and I've been having signal issues, so I apologize. This is exactly the worst approach Nintendo should be taking. They're putting their foot forward and becoming the next EA because, yeah, Doug Bowser or whatever the fuck his name is was an EA alumni. And you're seeing this price gouging. And this could, if they double down on it in future generations, and just stick with the Switch concept, but just constantly price gouge, this could be the beginning of the end of Nintendo, man. It could get that bad.
I don't think it's gonna get that bad,
No.
Ryan. I don't. I think
not.
that Nintendo has done a great job at training their audience. And sure, anytime you have a situation where there's this level of extreme pivot or like seemingly an extreme pivot, you're gonna lose people, of course. But I don't think it's ever gonna be enough to really like hurt this company. You're talking about one of the richest companies in Japan. It's not gonna be anything that is going to really kill them off. Let's keep going really quick. Nintendo Switch 2 carrying case and screen protector, $39.99. All-in-one carrying case, $84.99.
look, I'm out. I'm
Okay.
out.
Well,
I've been a lifelong Nintendo kid, right?
No, you know what
I'm
that is? That's
4
the
years old.
that's the MSRP for the carry cases. Those always get slashed like by 70% after like they're like a Ubisoft game.
Are you defending this Smash?
No,
Yes.
no, I'm not at all. I'm saying that is like a standard overpriced for a carry case. That's for every console. They always do that.
No,
You got to remember,
Empire
Smash
is-
JT has already been browbeaten into submission by Nintendo. So through all
Crazy.
of this, he still maintains he's going to buy the Switch
No.
too.
For
no
business
Empire.
purposes.
All right.
Business.
My business doesn't make
But
that
no-
much
no-
money.
But no empire, be it political or corporate, can last forever. I mean, Disney is a great example. Over the past 4 years, their market share has gone from 360 billion to 175 billion. That's half gone in 4 years, and that was as a result of doubling and tripling down on bad decisions on every front. And if Nintendo goes through 2 generations, which is close to 2 decades at this point,
Bro,
if they double down on this concept with the Switch 3, then they could end up in a
You-
similar position.
you
Yeah.
do not know who the fuck you are dealing with, brother. We're dealing with Nintendo, all right? Bro, it's believed. Basically, they have an insane amount of cash reserve, from what I've heard. It's
War
believed
chest.
that, and minimal debt on top of it all. It is believed that
Mm-hmm.
basically they have $10 billion of debt-free money just sitting.
They could
All right.
stay in existence for probably over the
Yes.
next 250 years
Yes.
at the current inflation rates and have failure after failure after failure of consoles. And
Wow,
stuff.
Nintendo,
As of
Nintendo could
September
literally out.
23,
Well,
they have
well,
11.44 billion.
Wow,
Well, then
that's
Nintendo
a lot of
can
money.
literally outlive Japan because considering Japan's population problem,
They've got to be
Fucking
one of
hell.
the most valuable companies in all of Japan.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
Like
certainly,
outside
yeah.
of Sony, Sony? What else is there? Toshiba, Honda. What else? Like
That's, I mean, the car
Toyota?
manufacturers. So
Toyota. Yeah, Toyota. Is Honda Japan too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Honda is Japan.
Toyota, Honda.
Low-key,
So is
Sony.
Hyundai.
Like
Low-key.
Nintendo's going to be in the top 10
yeah. Easily.
richest
Yeah, that's
companies
South
in
Korea.
Japan, which is insane when you think about that.
But low key, despite me being super anti-government, I would love to see Japan go after Nintendo a little bit just to make them sweat a little bit.
Like to lower the prices. Well,
Just like, hey man, we're gonna start siphoning your money,
No, but-
Nintendo. that would be hilarious,
yeah.
low key.
Like what the US does to companies. Gotcha.
Yeah, at this
Um,
point, right?
No, but the thing with Nintendo and
Really quick. Top 10 most richest companies in Japan.
Mhm.
Number 1, Toyota. at 242 billion. This is in US dollars, by the way. Sony Group Corporation, 150 billion.
Yeah, Nintendo's nowhere near that.
Mitsubishi at 154 billion. Hitachi Ltd, 131 billion. Keyence Corporation, 104 billion. Fast Retailing Co, 99 billion. Sumitomo Mitsui Financial Group, 99 billion. Recruit Holdings, 98 billion. SoftBank Group, 93 billion, and Nintendo at 87 billion dollars.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the top 10.
Yeah.
Right at the last one, 10.
I was going to say, with-
Supposedly, yeah, they're 87 billion in market cap, but they've got something like 16 billion in net assets and 11 billion in a war chest.
but they're very kind to their own kind. Like the Japanese only Nintendo Switch is heavily
It's
discounted.
$300.
Yeah, compared to the rest of the world. Which
course.
That sounds so racist.
I mean,
I mean, to
here's
be
the thing,
fair,
like,
their people are struggling.
I mean, it's fine if they're going to do that. That's fine. But that would never happen in America. Like they'd be
Hey,
like,
do
"Oh,
that.
They'd probably charge us more.
exactly."
If they did that in like internationally, then none of this backlash would happen, and we'd all be behind Nintendo to make gaming great again.
I don't know about you guys, but honestly, all these prices are ass. Like, I'm not here to argue otherwise, but I don't care about the hardware prices. The software is fucking insane.
Agreed.
This is what
Because
kills
the hardware is a one-time purchase. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind the console being front loaded in terms of costs, but over the next, potentially 5 to 10 years, paying this amount of money for the software is fucking insane.
And the other thing you got to consider is it's not OLED, so there's definitely going to be a switch to OLED version.
Yeah, 3 years from now.
In 2 years, so they make everyone buy it all over again. Like they already have this planned, which is such an anti-consumer move. It's like, just make it the right way the first time. What are you doing right now?
They all do this. Smash, they all do this. PlayStation already had the PS5 Pro plotted before the PS5 even came out.
No, I get that, but we already had the Switch, and then we got the Switch OLED. It'd be one thing if the OLED Switch never came out, but it's like you already progressed to that point. Now you're reverting back just to be able to progress.
Tech. Yeah.
I am sick.
I'm not behind this. I'm sorry. Out of principle, I just refuse to participate until it comes down in price.
And it will, by the way. I think people say Nintendo never goes on sale, but I think this is priced so high that they're making such a killing on the price per unit that it will allow them to actually put it on sale for $100 off, and they'll still be making money on it.
They're not going to put it on sale.
Yeah.
They will,
and they're not making a killing on the console. Like the thing is for them, the reason, in my opinion, they kept the console at $449 is so that, again, they want to get people in their ecosystem. They want to get people owning the console so that it increases the likelihood that you're going to buy the shit that actually makes them money, right? So chances are, if a parent buys a Nintendo Switch for their child, maybe their kid's going to want that stupid fucking Piranha camera that costs them $2 to make, that they're charging, whatever, $50-something for. Maybe the kid will have a brother or a sister that they need to get a second pair of controllers for. Boom, that's almost $100 right there on fucking cheap ass plastic Joy-Cons that they make the most of their money on. They are trying to get them in the ecosystem. So the console staying at $449, kind of already knew that was going to happen. It's the software and the hardware that they make money on.
I'm not
the other hardware.
disagreeing with any of that. I'm just saying that the price point that it's at right now allows them to put it on sale for $50 off, or even $100 off on like a Black Friday sale, where they can do that, and they won't be taking like a massive hit on it. If they did that with the original Switch, they would be losing a ton of money on it. Like, this is the big difference.
Because the cost was
I don't
lower.
think the cost of the unit is $450. I think the cost of the Switch was around $250 probably. Like, I'm guessing, I don't know, but I couldn't imagine this being.
They usually got about a $50 or less window in the console.
Well, that's actually double our money here too. So Nintendo was never that popular in my country. Everybody just buying PlayStation and are done with it. Like, Nintendo is always sitting on the shelves here. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what Nintendo has going for them is their IPs, and that is what, unfortunately, is forcing me to be like, well, I got to get a Switch because I love Nintendo IPs. I love Metroid. I love Zelda. I love Mario. So I have to. But like, if if I were to like argue, like, is it worth the money? I don't have it yet. But if it's as good as Nintendo says, the price is like, okay, but I already have a PS5 and the PS Portal is what, $150? And literally anywhere I've played my Portal outside of like an airplane with the Wi-Fi, probably wouldn't run it on that. But it works perfectly fine at hotels, even like I've been able to do that and it works perfectly fine. So, and that's like PS5 graphics because it is a PS5 where the Switch 2 is PS4 graphics. So again, it's a big step back from what other technology already has out there for more money, assuming you already have a PS5, which is crazy.
Yeah. I think that again at this point it's all about keeping them in the ecosystem, and the software is definitely going to be the biggest problem for a lot of people because like Cassie said, you know, the hardware, I think the families are going to get hit hard with that because dude, you got to imagine, like, rack it up, right? Like when you start racking it up and you really add it up, imagine a family with 2 kids, you know, maybe they buy 1 Switch for the family, maybe they buy 2, who really knows, but let's say they buy 1 and they buy most of the accessories. You got the camera,
another
set of controllers.
Yep.
You got another like SD card, maybe perhaps, or
a Pro controller,
whatever. Carrying case for sure. Protector, screen, like you just add it all up, bro. What are you leaving the store with
after tax? You're looking at $1,200.
Yeah.
It's fucking insanity, bro. And then imagine if you want to buy more than one game. Like, okay, let's say you get the bundle. Let's say you get lucky, you get the bundle. Which, by the way, they're doing the bundle, but it's gonna be limited. You bet your ass that the bundle is
bullshit, by the way. Which is bullshit because everyone buying a Switch 2 wants Mario Kart. Like 98% of the people buying it are going to want Mario Kart. So
most people who are going to be buying the Switch are going to be paying full fucking retail price for Mario Kart World. You can say the bundle exists, and I know a lot of Nintendo fanboys are saying that, but the real reality is that most people will be paying full price because they won't get their hands on a bundle. And God forbid they want to buy another game. If they want to buy, you know, fucking Mario Kart and Donkey Kong and then rack it up with everything else, bro, you are spending crazy money.
And Will of the Fans, I don't know if you heard, but I think the Philippines is one of the locations where the bundle actually comes with the physical copy because they don't have the digital version.
They might have to do that here, because a lot of people don't have strong internet.
Yep, which is like crazy. I'm like, that's bullshit. They should give everyone the
weird too, because you can. It's not even that difficult to get good internet here, but I guess they just look down on the Philippines. Fair enough. Whatever. Good for the Filipinos.
It's just looking at this and hearing what these fine folks have said. This sounds unsustainable, even in this generation for Nintendo. So if they double down on this concept, man, it'll just spiral.
The problem with Nintendo doing this is it sets a precedent for everybody else. We saw Sony's little survey that they put out asking people how interested they are in the Switch and at that price point.
Yeah.
So and now we've seen already that the price of PS Plus has gone up in various countries around the world already.
Canada, I think, was one of them.
It's totally not greed. Totally
Nintendo
not.
Online is next.
Yep. Absolutely.
So and keep in mind too, they're giving what are they give you a year free on the what do you call it, the chat, and then after a year you got to pay for the chat. It's they're trying to get people used to it. They're trying to get people addicted to having it. It's the Uber model.
Is
it's
the
like,
Switch?
Oh, I learned this in Schedule 1. You give free samples to people.
It's the Switch model.
Only
They
the
did the
first one's
same
free.
thing with the Switch. Online for the Switch was free for like a year, and then they implemented the paid service and forced it on us. This is what it is.
Imagine learning about drug dealing in the addiction loop from a video game.
ironic.
I just want to say shout out to people in the chat. There's some people actually from my country that just managed to recognize that I'm from Bulgaria. Great. It's the accent, I know.
It gives it away.
And why are you up, guys? It's 5 a.m.
I ask them
They
this
love
all the
us.
time. I'll be streaming late at night playing video games, and I'm thinking everybody's on my time, and I'll get people to be like, "Good morning." I'm like, "Good morning." What the fuck? Good morning.
Yeah, I'm like streaming mid-afternoon for me, or like late afternoon. I'm sure that like no one's going to be watching live. They're going to catch the VOD. And I'll get like raided by one of the two of you, Smash and Hypno. And I'm like, wait, what? Your guys' audiences are awake? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
because my audience is literally worldwide because of the time I stream is never American time.
Yeah.
I have a global audience. Don't
yeah,
you
you
know?
hear this fucking guy, bro?
No,
Oh
it's
my
fine.
god, he
I
gets
have very
sued and
few
that's it.
Filipino
Like,
fans.
just his brain is fucking huge right now.
Smash,
He's
you're
like, I'm
allowed.
sorry, I'm global.
Smash, you're allowed.
If I only had Filipinos watching me, my channel would be dead. Trust me.
Yeah.
Hey,
no,
Will,
no,
what
no.
time is it with you?
It's 10:08 a.m.
But for me,
Oh.
it's just past 3 o'clock in the morning. 108 weeks in a row pulling
Damn.
a Saturday all-nighter, man.
Damn.
108
That's
weeks.
quite the
Wow.
life you don't have.
That's why you look like that.
Yo,
Your beauty
Yo.
sleep.
This is
Your
what I
beauty sleep.
get for
He
being
constantly wants to be
loyal.
like championed for being on every single episode, every single week. It's like, all right,
Loyalty.
You know what's
That's what
crazy?
I've got. I've got loyalty. I
What's-
can't say I've got your back because that
are you
sounds
saying I'm
sexual.
disloyal to
But
the show because
loyalty.
my mother died? I moved
What's
house.
crazy-
I moved house again, and I've had a kid, and now I'm about to have a second kid.
You're
That's
an
why I haven't been around.
exception, Will. You're not a Atreus or Cada or Sheepsidian.
Oh, okay. That's
God
cool.
damn, son.
Listen, they're black. They're not loyal to anybody. Listen,
Yo,
if you go back, like
Okay,
you could
cool.
actually go back to Ryan Roger Athay's first appearance on SNH, and you could document. Just take a screenshot of every time he's on. You could document his actual hairline receding in real time.
oh my
God.
We need
It's
to do
God.
just
one
a
of those
little
YouTube
over
videos.
100 episodes. Like,
You need to do a
I'm
YouTube
almost
video with-
positive his hairline was like at least 3 inches more forward.
That's what I'm
Wow.
saying.
Than what it
do
is now.
Do a video where you take a screenshot of every episode and just play
Yes.
it fast where it just recedes.
Someone in
serious.
chat,
Fuck
someone in
that.
chat, do it. You got 108 seconds.
I should have made it a thing where every episode we zoomed in on Ryan's camera
Yes.
for the hairline screenshot moment, and then
Made a
like,
video.
followed up in 100 episodes and see like where we at.
Yo,
Because I'm telling you, man, it definitely was
You
not
can
like
also
this.
watch me gain about 20 pounds as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I mean, to be
Jesus.
fair, Smash JT's losing his hair too.
I was gonna
like,
say you should start doing that with my bald spot right now because
Yeah.
we got a
Got a
good.
bald spot.
Yeah, we got
It
a bald
happened-
spot starting.
happens to almost all of us. Not every
You
man.
gotta
gets
try
his-
monoxidil, guys.
Yeah.
You know,
That shit
before
don't
it's
work.
too late, because
I
if
tried that
it's
when
too
I was
late, then you
25.
can't do anything about it.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
Well, I'm trying Rogaine, but it's not doing shit.
That is
so-
minoxidil.
Okay.
Yeah, minoxidil. Turkish one is very effective as well.
Ooh.
There you go.
There it is.
So
But
yeah,
back to
ultimately,
the Nintendo thing. Let me
Bald JT
let me
in the
interrupt
chat.
you, Hypnotic.
yeah, go ahead. You go for that.
So as far as the game cost is,
What happened?
Got him.
I don't know if Nintendo understands the repercussions of this price increase because people collected Switch games like candy, and now it's not going to be like that. Like Switch collections, sure, you'll have a few of those crazy YouTubers that just have that whole collection, but it's not going to be like every single person or the people that don't have YouTube channels just collecting Switch games and buying every single one of them now. When it's
Yeah.
cost as much, it's just going to be like you have like 5 or 6 of them. It's going to be like old school again.
Yeah. It's and listen, Nintendo collectors, they take so much pride in their collection, because they really feel like that shit is fucking gold, and they feel that way because they know that Nintendo just doesn't ever really discount the games very often, especially not the big hitters. So they inherently feel like their collections are just super valuable. It gives them that sense of pride in their collection.
Yep.
But I think Nintendo tries to adhere to that kind of buyer because they're more prevalent in Nintendo than I think any other fandom. I think Nintendo collectors are more prevalent than like Sony collectors or
for
Xbox
sure. Anything.
Xbox collectors or whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't say anything, but like in terms of gaming, I think it's
Well,
definitely
I mean, for anything in gaming, yeah,
yeah,
that's
they're
right.
definitely more prevalent than the other two. So Nintendo tries to adhere to them in certain ways, I'm sure.
But back to your point of the less games, that this is driving people to Steam, and I don't know if Nintendo has really accounted for that in their calculations for what they're doing right now.
Also,
maybe not.
emulation, guys. Emulation is very easy now. You can play Nintendo games. I have a few on my PC that are not for me. It's from a friend. It's for a friend. But the point is, you can play like whatever Nintendo game now on the PC if you like.
Is that Yuzu or whatever?
Oh, damn it!
Um,
Gotta check what it's.
Don't self-incriminate now.
Yeah, don't let Nintendo hear that, man. Those motherfuckers, they're ninjas. I would just like to say that I do not endorse,
I also do not endorse that.
emulation.
I certainly
What does
don't
emulation
endorse.
even mean?
Why am I
I mean,
not?
Well, the
think
point
that-
is that if you're never gonna buy Nintendo, and again, that's not from me, it's just on my PC. But the point is, if you're never gonna buy Nintendo, they're not losing any money, and that's
okay.
it.
That's and hey, at the end of the day, if you can't actually own the games, because that's what key cards are now, not
Yeah.
actual official ownership of the games, then you're technically not stealing the games either.
That's a good point. And ironically, if you do emulate the games, technically you would be owning them more than if you purchased them.
Exactly, you're helping
Yeah.
game preservation. Actually, you can't afford Nintendo because, like I said, in Bulgaria the prices are double. So if a game is like $80 for us, it's 170 Bulgarian leva. That is crazy money for us. Like it's so painful, especially in today's world and economy. So if you're not gonna ever buy it and you just want to try it and then delete it on the PC or whatever, they never lose any money from you. You're
Just
just
a big wink at the end of that, or delete it at the end of it.
yeah, that too. I mean, literally, people are doing this. I mean, we are a very small country, so we are very smart about those things. We just find a way to get some games, and then
I know Nintendo's been fighting emulation hardcore for the past couple of years, as we've seen. I think they don't even know what they're in for. Emulation is going to be ramping up insanely when the Switch 2 drops. Like this is going to be like,
yeah.
in my
I mean,
opinion,
it already was.
right,
It's
but it's
gonna
going to
be
be
difficult,
levels of
though.
emulation and pirating that the gaming industry has never seen before.
So I don't know if you guys heard about this, but the Switch 2's architecture is actually different from the Switch 1's. Apparently, all the Switch 1 games are essentially going to be emulated on the Switch 2, which is
Yeah.
fucking insane.
Well, I
So-
don't know. This is weird because something I covered last night, they said those Switch 2 games that are with the plus, like the Breath of the Wild Switch 2 version, that you can put that into the Switch 1 and it works. And it doesn't need to download anything.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
crazy.
So are they putting two versions of the game on each one now, or is it just upscaling the original Switch game? There's so many questions I have right now when
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Nintendo does everything in their fucking power to fight emulation.
I'm
I mean,
convinced that
that's
they're
the
off-
that's the one thing that really drives them insane. Like emulation, they'll bring their ninjas out like crazy for that shit.
I'm convinced
Yeah,
that they're
but again,
offloading their lawyer fees on us with these game prices.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
point.
You know how
I
much
mean,
money they spend on
disavow.
lawyers?
yeah, people think it's
Disavow.
fair game. It's fair game. If they're going to do that, then people just gonna emulate, and they're not gonna give any money to Nintendo to begin with.
Mhm.
I denounce
Yeah.
emulation in all its forms and would just like to declare that I definitely do not have a 30 terabyte solid state drive. Absolutely massive, filled with Nintendo's entire library.
Not at
That
all.
certainly doesn't
I
exist.
also would like to
Emulation
claim that I do
hater.
not have that either.
Oh man. But I think it's worth
Right.
expressing that you don't need to buy these, devices that they're selling you. A lot of the Switch, controllers, even third-party stuff still works. So use what you got. Don't throw money at this company just outright just because you're happy. Like buying Nintendo stuff makes you happy. I mean, like honestly, it's a weird thing to say, but it is kind of true. Like I would go to buy something new Nintendo from like GameStop or whatever have you. It's like the giddy child mentality that you're reliving when you're buying a Nintendo product. Don't do this. This is not giddiness. This is not happiness. This is depressing looking at these prices and just blatantly how Nintendo's bending you the fuck over.
I'm
Like-
actually glad you said that because
Yeah.
have you noticed that they're also bringing back midnight releases?
Yep.
Oh, God, anything
They're
to
bringing back
incentivize
GameStop. GameStop has announced they're bringing back midnight release for Nintendo Switch 2. I think Best Buy announced they're bringing back midnight release for Nintendo Switch 2. They're trying to drum up that like old school, early 2000s kind of, gaming.
Well, I don't think they ever really went anywhere except for COVID. I feel like COVID stopped all those. But when you need
Even
hardware,
before COVID, they really weren't doing like midnight releases like that very much
Well, for
anymore.
systems they would, but
that's what
for
I'm saying. For systems, they did. Though.
yeah, for games it died out.
Well, they're bringing it back, so
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. I would love to be able to do that, but
GameStop apparently is doing something
Yikes.
special with their midnight release. I forgot exactly what it was. I'll look it up. Just give me 2 seconds.
But is it one of those where you get in line and just hope to get one, or is it like you sign up online, you get a ticket, then you guaranteed one? I wonder how it's going to work.
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Here, so GameStop announces Nintendo Switch 2 midnight release day, pre-order date. Let me see if I could share this really quick so you guys can see. Hold on. Right here. GameStop has announced now you can get your hands on Nintendo Switch 2 at their store. Getting a brand new console at launch has proven to be a headache in recent years. It's a challenge. It's very difficult. Wait, hold on. Susu. Thankfully, a lot of retailers has come out alerted players on how they can prepare for the pre-orders. Target's doing it as well. Target's doing midnight releases for Nintendo Switch 2. I didn't know that, apparently. The video game retailer has confirmed they'll open up pre-orders when doors open at your local store, typically around 10 a.m., but check your local store hours.
Okay.
A midnight release for Nintendo Switch 2 will be held at all
Hold-
GameStop
hold up,
locations.
hold up. What a miserable day that sounds like. You have to go in the morning and wait in line all morning, get a ticket, and then go back and wait in line at night with the ticket.
Yeah.
That sounds-
Well,
that sounds
I will
fucking
say that
terrible.
I will say this. So I ended up waiting at GameStop in hopes of pre-ordering a PS4 way back in the day. And the wait at first is shit because you're not even guaranteed you're going to get a pre-order,
Mhm.
whatever have you. Like, you're taking a chance. I was the first one there. I was standing there for like 6 hours from like 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. I secured the pre-order. I already prepaid for it. They gave me a number on my GameStop receipt. And I showed back up and I literally just walked in. They looked at my receipt. They gave me my system and I walked out. It was like the easiest thing ever
Ooh.
when you actually return. So they usually have that down pat.
It
Hopefully.
says GameStop will offer a transfer and trade program to seamlessly upgrade to Switch 2 without losing data. Whatever the
We'll
fuck
see
that
about that.
Great.
That first day is going. Don't even bother doing that shit the first day.
Well, they're doing it 2 days. They're doing it the 5th and the 4th.
I wonder if they're going to have like an online cloud to upload all your data to and then download it to the new Switch. That's got to be something like that.
It's just
Maybe.
broken too.
GameStop has confirmed they'll have a program that allows players to trade in their original Switch consoles towards a Switch 2 and seamlessly transfer all their data. As of right now, the company has yet to provide exact details on how they would do this, as it would probably be pretty inconvenient to unbox the Switch 2, boot it up, and do the transfer process in store for each customer. Yeah, can you imagine?
What a shit show.
That'll be a fucking nightmare, bro. Just get in and get out. Like,
It's
the
going to be a
lines are gonna
cloud
be
data
nuts.
program. I wonder if it's not GameStop. I wonder if it's going to be like on Nintendo's official site where they allow you to upload it to Nintendo's cloud and just use your Nintendo ID.
Could be.
Hopefully.
I don't think so.
Best
Dang,
Buy
is
has
Nintendo
confirmed that-
supporting resale in any way?
Well, no, I mean it's part of they'd support it if it's part of the Nintendo Online service that you need to pay a monthly fee for. They're making
Yeah.
money on it.
Did you
Sounds
see
like
this?
buying a car with the way they're doing this at GameStop.
Amazon will not
It's
have
priced like
any,
a car.
Amazon will not have any Nintendo Switch 2 stock as the company has a bit of a beef with Nintendo.
That they've been on and off with them for a
Wow.
while. I thought they were back on with them though. I'm confused.
I don't know,
That's
but that's
surprising.
insane.
I think that'll work to Nintendo's advantage because Nintendo's advantage is in the physical. It's not in the digital. Their online systems are, a bit compared to even Xbox and PlayStation. Nintendo thrives in physical gaming. That's why they were the last holdouts of cartridge gaming. And that has been a blessing for them. It's also been a curse for them. Sometimes when times are good, sticking to your ways is fantastic. When times are bad, sticking to your ways is fucking awful.
They're deviating from their, championing of physical media because they're afraid of piracy. That's the main reason why they're making these changes. they're being forced to
Lower your
change.
prices. For goodness
Yeah.
sake, don't raise
Yeah.
them lower.
Drop the
Oh,
price.
yeah,
Drop the price.
price.
I will say this though, if you really must have one, I encourage people, not to get it, because it's just ridiculous. It's I'm gonna hold out at least 6 months and see what happens. The 3DS price went down in 6 months by 35%. I would like to see Nintendo suffer and try and make it better, ideally, right? But if you must
Yeah.
have it, because
Well,
Agreed.
obviously we
3DS
we love SNH, and if you must have the system day one, I highly suggest saying fuck you to Best Buy first and foremost. Their website is ass. Perfect. Target is where I managed to score 2 PS5 pre-orders. They're amazing. Like honestly, GameStop is the go-to for everyone. There's no Amazon, so that's gonna be rough. So Target is the website that's personally worked for me with scoring pre-orders.
I wonder if Walmart's gonna do anything.
They will.
they
I think
probably
that's
have
their best
their
pick and bet.
program that you have to pay to have access to be able
Oh,
to do
That's
it.
how I got my PS5.
Yep.
I waited years to get it at MSRP. I was like, I'm not paying a fucking scalper. I refuse.
But back to Cassie's point with the 3DS, did those, because I don't remember, oh, she's on the phone, did those sell out immediately? And then
That
when
was-
they got restocked, they didn't sell out? I don't remember how the 3DS launch went at all. Does anyone
Poorly.
remember it?
There was no
Awful.
real exclusives for.
No, but did they sell out the consoles though, or were they?
3DS.
I believe so. I believe even the Wii U sold out, so it's
Yeah,
gonna
the Wii
sell
U
out
definitely
for
sold
that.
out.
Right,
It sold out completely in the first days of Wii U.
but then
But
when they
then
restocked, is
within a
when they-
year, it was dead, and
Yeah.
they were everywhere. You couldn't miss them.
Yeah.
No one was buying them. I wonder
Yeah,
if the
that's the
same
thing.
thing will happen. Probably not to the same degree, but with the Switch 2.
A
I
lot
feel
of
like-
assholes are going to gaslight you and say, "Well, it's selling out everywhere. It's selling out everywhere." Bro,
It's
this
gonna
is
be
the time
hilarious, yeah.
period. This is a time period in which, yes, of course, it's going to sell out. We
right.
have
None
scalpers
of us
up
are
the
arguing
ass.
that.
No, no, but the people that'll gaslight you, and look at my fucking comments on my most recent videos. First off, the first comment is "you're broke," and it's like, bitch, I just paid $250 for a fucking AIO, something that puts water on my processor to keep it fucking cool, preferably your fucking
Damn.
peers, assholes. But yeah, you're
Now
gonna sit here
that's
and
a
say
big
that
dick.
I'm fucking broke. Like that's the most garbage thing. And then the second response is, well, it's already selling out everywhere, so it's a loss already. It's like, shut the fuck up. The Wii U sold out, the 3DS sold out. That doesn't mean shit. And with the way the world is with scalpers, it's more likely to sell out than ever before. That doesn't necessarily mean even outright sales long term or any of that. Or there's going to be a lot of this stock that gets put on secondhand market by scalpers. That's just what it is. So selling out means absolutely nothing more now than ever before.
Yeah, I just love
Yeah.
people that defend companies to their death. Like, hey,
yeah.
I advocate for this company. Yeah, they should totally F us in the butt. It's all fine. I mean, do you work for this
Ooh.
company? Are they going to give you some money or what? Do they care about you? No.
Yeah.
So stop.
Yeah,
You never
don't
know
be
in-
free
in-
PR. At least get paid or get fucked in your ass for it. I mean,
you really never know in this day and age. As far as I'm aware, every mainline, like first Nintendo console is sold out. To my knowledge, every single one of them, right? In a sprint, Nintendo is usually number one. In a marathon, sometimes it's one, sometimes it's two. If it's a Wii U, it's definitely fucking third, alongside the console format. But to me, looking at this, everything Nintendo has every decision they've made, it has been the wrong decision. And I'm well aware if they get 60 million units sold at full price, they've done as well as the Switch One because of the pricing variances. But I will be very surprised if it gets 60 million sales at full price. Very surprised.
Yeah, just don't kiss any company's ass, and that's it. I mean, at all.
Yeah, I can't stand people who suck up to companies. Like it's a company, guys. Like they're here to take your money, and if they want my money, they're gonna have to suck my dick for it a little bit because I'm a customer. I'm not a fucking consumer. I hate the word consumer for this reason. I'm not. You can't sit here and give me slop and expect me to be happy with slop for the rest of my fucking life. You're gonna have to offer me something better. You're gonna have to incentivize me to actually open my goddamn wallet, or I'm just not gonna bother, Nintendo or not.
No, they're just very
Nothing.
premium. They want to present themselves as super mega premium, and you have to just
Mm.
bend over for them every time.
And
Just
it's
bow.
more jarring than any other company. If Sony or Microsoft did it, people would shrug their shoulders. It's because Nintendo has, for the last 4 generations, I think, set themselves as the company that undercuts. The GameCube
Yes.
was cheaper. The Wii was cheaper than the PS3 and Xbox One, 360. Obviously, the Wii U was cheaper and the Switch was cheaper.
And that's why when I personally look at the success of the Switch, I cannot fathom why Nintendo has made any of the decisions that they have made, considering the success of the original Switch, undercutting the competition financially, spending years of meticulous time and energy learning from the mistakes of the Wii U, every single one of them,
They
and
never-
correcting almost
This
every
is
single one of them.
this is retreading the Wii U all over again. It feels like right now, where it's like the Wii was.
Unlike,
Good.
well, I was just going to say, Smash, but unlike with the Wii U, where they got their asses into gear and made something that was the best combination of the Wii and the DS, there's to me there's no logical way to evolve the Switch as a concept. None. They've got it, and if they kill the golden goose with that lays the golden eggs, that's fucking it. Where do they go from here after the Switch?
Well, all they're doing is
They just keep making more Switches.
making a Switch Pro, which is what it feels like from what I've seen, and charging people more money for what they used to have. And it's like, well, it was plenty sufficient before. Why do I need to pay more money now?
That's why the
It's
Switch.
not a
That's
revolution.
why,
It's a refinement, you know.
well,
Yeah, and
that's
they
why
don't really have
Nintendo's
competition,
decision-
in the types of games that they make. So
So,
they think that they're like the monopoly of the types of Mario games and the types of Zelda games, and they are. So they're like, well, we are the only ones that are doing this, but because
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation and Xbox have totally different types of games and people that play them. So we're going to do whatever we want because there's no actual competition to our particular genre.
although
game.
PS6
knows this.
portable,
Well, Will knows this better than anyone on this panel. WWE was uncontested for nearly 2 generations, and it nearly shat the product in the bed
Worst
and nearly
era
killed an
ever.
entire. Exactly. And if Nintendo has that same problem, then rest in piss. Take a step back, lower your damn prices, stick to the original Switch concept for as long as you can, and don't turn the Switch 2 into a hyperinflated, price gouging, money grabbing machine, because it won't work in the long
Well,
run.
the interesting
yeah, I mean,
thing
I'm
used
very
to be-
ready to turn my back on any company, even Nintendo at this point. I'm doing it for Gamergate. I'm ignoring game series that otherwise I would have rushed out to buy.
Yeah.
I can ignore Switch 2.
The
It's not really
pricing-
any skin off my nose. I've got plenty of backlog. Sorry, go.
the pricing structure has the dynamic has shifted because it used to be better graphics, better processing power, resolution, shading. Now that's what you're paying for, and that's why Xbox and PlayStation games cost $10 more. And then Nintendo's like, yeah, ours are going to be $20 more, and it's because we're Nintendo and we're just going to throw our dick on the table. It's like, well,
Yeah.
what's the reason again?
Well, again, they don't compete with
Hubris.
anybody. Like Empress said,
Right.
they literally compete with nobody. Nintendo doesn't have competition, and this is what you do when you don't have competition. You act a fucking fool.
Then you will die.
Because you know you
Just
can act a fool.
like that.
Yeah, you say
Honestly,
they're gonna die,
Nintendo's
but they're only gonna
competition is Nintendo.
they're
Sometimes
only
it feels
gonna
like they're fighting
die.
against themselves.
They're only gonna die when they get proper competition that takes away from their market share. Right now, they don't have that, which is why they're so fucking felted by Palworld and why they keep going after Palworld is because Palworld caught them sleeping and they released their own video game. And then Nintendo's like, how dare you release this game while we were too lazy to give fans exactly what you gave them? How dare you? And then they got fucking wrecked. And
What we
that was
started
it.
off with when someone's being successful, someone comes in and sues them because they didn't do it themselves. It's like
Well, that's what happened with
Yeah.
Schedule 1 too. Schedule 1's going to the same thing also.
Yep.
It's the old man mindset of when some young kiddo does something that many people have want the old man to do for years, and the old man's like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? Now I'm going to get my machete out, or my big gun out, and try to do you in because no, I'm supposed to do that, not you, kiddo. Now it's time to get off
Yep.
my lawn. What all of you-
Nintendo treated Pokemon like their fucking wife that they've been with for 20 years. They ignored her. They didn't care. They just got used to her just being there. And then someone else came in and fucked her. And then now they're like,
Yeah.
well, why did you do that? Like, you can't.
Hey, that's
No,
my
no,
wife.
that's my wife. I love her. I care about her. You sure?
Amazing
You sure?
analogy.
Great analogy, right? I
That's
try
a
my
perfect
best.
analogy.
I try.
Totally cut.